Hey there, welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuck with Queen Bee Creations, and we have reached the end of another month. So it is time for me to do another entry in my gratitude art journal. So if you've been following along, we've done January and February and March, and we're on a blank page for April. We made the book in December. You can go back through the channel for each of these months. And we're doing this exercise as a means of capturing the fact that there's good stuff that happens to us along the way, not just crappy stuff. So I am going to pull you in, and we're going to get started with the things that I want to capture in my journal this month and the reasons why, and hopefully it spurs you to, if not capture it in an art journal, do some thinking, reflect back on the past month about the things that you are grateful for, all the positive things that have happened, even if it feels overwhelmingly negative at times. And this has been another tough month. All right, this month, instead of painting or coloring a background, I am going to start off with just inserting a book page, one that I tore out. Now, I took one from random and out of this old book that I had. And interestingly enough, the headline was The Importance of Body Language. And in another life, I am a body language expert, and I have trained people on reading body language and adding it into their presentations and things. So it just seemed very fortuitous, coincidental, a little freaky that was the page that I chose. But I'm going to use that as a background, and I chose it not because of my past career, but I wanted a book page because I truly am grateful for my love of reading. It is such it's such an escape for me. It's a de-stressor for me. I don't watch as much television so much. I mean, I enjoy a good movie and stuff, don't get me wrong, but my day's not complete if I haven't read. And as busy as I am here at the shop and with my family and my life, I still find time to read probably upward of 120 books a year or more. So, first thing in the morning, I grab my book and a cup of tea, and I'm off reading for the first hour, and I end my day. So I start my day and end my day with reading, and it truly has been a major love of my life, and I don't ever want to lose that. I'm just kind of decorating. These are chalks, so I've just got a little bit of a brush, and I'm just going to chalk in a little bit of a design because, always there's an element of being grateful for crafting and art and the people that I've met through this this new career in my retirement here. But just the love of creating and of doing, and it's taught me a lot about myself. I've had to learn to let go of perfectionism and control, all of which were not easy lessons along the way, but certainly were important ones, I think, for my sanity and my learning to distress a little bit and letting go. I'm not sure that my family agrees that I have learned that lesson fully, but trust me, it is way better than it ever was. So you know, just adding a little bit of color and fanciness along the top edge there. So, you know, we've got a little something something happening there. I have I have as well, you know, Easter was in this month, and so I have this little bunny, you know, Easter greetings bunny, that I'm going to add, because holidays like this for me are definitely about family and about the ability to be able to get together. It's a time that, you know, we're all sitting around a table together. I've got all of my kids, I've got other relatives, I've got my grandchildren. You know, it's just an opportunity for us to be able to get together and to share in a time that everybody has set aside for doing that. It's kind of birthdays and things like this definitely are kind of happening time for us. Now, I will say too, there's been a lot happening this month around, I mean, if you've been following me, we've done the whole wrist thing, the broken wrist and getting that back and everything. For whatever reason, 2 weeks ago, I developed a weird infection in my elbow. It kind of started here at work. Went to the clinic, got on drugs. 2.5 days later, I got flipped onto an IV pack because the oral medication wasn't enough. And for the past almost 7 days, I've been on high intensity. Once the IVs were done after 5 days, I've been on high intensity oral antibiotics again for 7 days. It's not done. It's still hanging in there. So I have to say that I have been grateful for, and I don't know if I can even draw this, but you know what? It's mine. So even if it's not great, we'll see. So this is my stethoscope, not because anybody, because of my infection, had to listen to me through a stethoscope, but it kind of connotes the medical profession and the people in ER that I had to, the emergency room that I had to keep going back to, the nurse that was coming nightly to flip out my antibiotic packs for me. And, you know, man, I've been grateful for that help so far. And what else kind of goes along with that is, and I'm just kind of going to do, let me get a little bit more gold happening in there. I might need a different gold marker. But I was thinking that these kind of double rings kind of help signify, you know, marriage. My husband, I mean, he's been a trooper through all of this, and not sure what this, oh, this is not a gold. Look at the color on the lid, Cindy. It's not a gold. Let's try these, guys. It's just, oh my goodness. There we go. So this is, you know, Nick being a trooper, getting a call from me to come run the store so I can hit the clinic, picking up the pace. He had to move out of our bedroom into the spare room because for the week that I was on the antibiotic, I had the machine. It had to lay out on the bed while I had all of the tubes running in because I was hooked up 24/7. And so the poor guy keeps spending tons of time in the spare room because of the stupid broken wrist and then the IV, and kind of crazy. This tulips, because I'm looking at the tulips right now on my desk. Lovely customer brought to me. I was helping her with a little bit of a business plan and you know, answering some questions that she has to put together for the government as she's starting a new business, and was lovely enough to bring me flowers. And then I had another customer that brought me a mug. They know that I drink tea, and they saw this mug with, of course, a bee on it. And they had to bring me the queen bee mug because of the business. And so just the loveliness, the thoughtfulness of people if they're out shopping and seeing something and then thinking of you and, you know, just kind of coming together and bringing something to be able to help you out or make your day feel better or something. You know, just the thoughtfulness, I guess, is where I'm going. Now, one of the last things that I wanted to do, and I'm going to try chalk again just because I have it out. I'm just trying big chalk circle. I might need to get a little bit of a browner shade. That'll do it. And maybe a thinner marker here. Let's just draw a rough circle around here. Okay, I gotta tell you, this is a chocolate chip cookie. It's been a tough month, and I'm just really grateful for the soothing qualities of chocolate and of cookies. Just whenever I got a little bit down, you know, I might have enjoyed a cookie or two, and it's probably not the best solution to dealing with stress, but it brought me joy that I was missing, and it made me feel better. And I'm kind of going, it may seem weird to acknowledge a cookie as part of your gratitude, but you know what? At the end of the day, if I'm being honest, I was really grateful for just, you know, how soothing it could be sitting down with just, you know, a couple of cookies and a cup of tea and just allowing that to kind of soothe and relax me. Now, me being me, my cookie and my tea, you know, my cookie and my tea were while I was reading a book. And it really comes back to a lot of those kinds of elements. And it goes a long way. You know, small gestures like this, when you're having a tough week or a tough day, a tough month, whatever it happens to be, go a long way. My younger sister showed up with a bouquet of flowers for me. This was her customer showing gratitude. My younger sister showed up with her son here at the shop with a large bouquet of my favorite flowers, alströmerias, just to try and make me feel better through all of this whole infected elbow stuff. I mean, who gets an infected elbow? Like, why? It was just craziness. But she showed up as well with, let's just slap another bouquet in there because she deserves notice too. That super grateful for people that are thinking of me and looking out for me, and it's nice to have good people in your life. All right, this is my page for the month, and I will put a couple of notes up top before I'm done. But, you know, starting with the base of the reading and how much in tough times that really provides me with an escape and really helps me. You know, I add a little bit of embellishment and color just because that's me, because that's fun, and this should be fun. But I think that the quote that I chose is, choose to see the good stuff, you know, rather than, you know, this stupid infection, it's been going for 2 weeks, and I had that stupid IV pack, and it was a pain to be hauling all of that around with me. But it's getting better, and it's improving, and I'm overall in good health, and people really chip in and help, and Nick, both with my health, and also he did my taxes. He does my taxes, which are not easy because it's the business and combined with me, and so he's not allowed to ever die. So, because I don't know how to do them. I don't know where I'd get them done. So, it's just there's so many positive moments that can get overridden by, like a health issue, or, something else that goes wrong, that in the grand scheme of things is manageable. It's controllable. It's doable. It didn't stop me from working. You know, you I'm still able to do the things I love, spend time with the people that I love, and it's the small moments that are what make a life. And I just want to keep looking for the good small moments, making sure they don't get overwhelmed by the negative. Let me know how you're doing on your journal, or if this kind of pushes you into, it's not too late. You didn't have to start January. You can start any time. So don't think that you're too late to begin. You just have to begin. And whether it's, putting pictures together and images, whether it's just writing a journal, just taking a book and capturing your thoughts periodically over the course of the month, or just once a month, whatever works for you. It's all about you and getting you to focus on the things that really matter. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. And until then, take care.